What's up, my pilots? Angryponcho here. We're back playing. Let's battle Blaze Black. It's Ghetsis this time. And we're leading once again with Nakrak. I don't think they actually give you a chance to rearrange your party in between battles, so works out fine for me. I happen to know that Drapion's a poison type, so Earthquake is an easy choice. Sure enough, super effective critical hit there. I don't even know if I would have needed the critical hit, but I'll take what I can get, right? Ghetsis. Now this one, I know this is like a legendary, isn't it? I know it's Bug and Steel, and so I'm trying to figure out what do I use against a Bug and Steel type. Nakrak just really isn't armed for this, and so I go for the Outrage, knowing that it'll only do half to Steel, but you know, what can you do? Not very effective, and ooh. It's not gonna matter what I choose. He's got Ice Beam, and I think Ghetsis is a special attacker, so that Ice Beam is dangerous. It's Nakrak's only 4 times weakness. So who do I put in against the Bug and Steel type? I gotta put in my Fire type. Hello, 4 times weakness over there. You gotta exploit that. So that means the rest of this battle will be in a drought. Just something I have to remember. Oh, I was expecting exactly that. Yeah, sure you were. Now in this situation, I'm rolling the dice here. I don't think that a Bug and Steel type is going to have anything too dangerous like to use against Olgamon. I'm not expecting like a Rock type move, for example, or anything that like a Water type move. I would be surprised if it did one of those. And it looks like the best thing it has against me is Thunderbolt, and so I'm not too worried when I go for the second Quiver Dance, just to go ahead and buff my Olgamon some more. Oh, I love those kind of strategies. I really and then he pulls out Rock Polish, and I'm like, whoa, he does have a Rock type move. I'm glad it's not one of the damaging ones. So he raises his speed. I guess he's trying to keep ahead of the buffing here. So sure enough, he outspeeds me for 1 more turn. But I do another Quiver Dance, and I'm expecting at this point to be faster because I've raised my speed 3 times, and he's only done this twice. Let's see what we got. Time for the Heat Wave. Sure enough. And it's at this point, right, I have my fingers crossed. Like, Heat Wave is 90% accuracy, so I'm like, don't miss, don't miss, don't miss, don't miss. You know? Ugh. This is crunch time. Now Electros. This is one of the Pokemon you guys were trying to convince me to use back in Pokemon White. I know it's just a single type electric, so Heat Wave should do fine, especially in a drought after So you think right now I've got Stab, we're in a drought, and I've raised my special attack 3 times. So Heat Wave is just destroying. It doesn't even need to be a super effective hit. And now Gyarados. What do I do against the Gyarados? So it's like, do I go for Bug Buzz, or Solarine won't do much because he's part flying, and Bug Buzz won't do a lot because he's part flying. So I guess I gotta go for the Heat Wave because it's the only one that benefits from the drought. Gyarados is really the Olgamon killer, isn't it? It resists a lot of its moves. Yeah. And I think that's gonna finish off Olgamon. Our defense hasn't been buffed. Yeah, sure enough. But that Heat Wave did quite a bit to Gyarados there. I think 1 more buff and we might have been able to finish it off, but yeah, you never know. And then, does Moxie normally make a Pokemon lose some of its HP? So now I gotta decide who's gonna take out the Gyarados. I think Tentasteel can do it. So I'm gonna go here for the Leech Seed, just because I'd like to get that sort of strategy going with Tentasteel. It's a defensive Pokemon, and having its ability to recoup health on every turn is certainly nice. And I missed the Leech Seed. It's like 90% accuracy, and I missed. I don't care. I'm gonna do it again. And he goes to the Dragon Dance. I don't know if he's just trying to sweep the rest of my team with his Gyarados, or if he doesn't have a move that can do very much damage to me, and so he's trying to make up for that. But I'm gonna get the Leech Seed on this turn. So now it's like, alright, I have to go for the Gyro Ball, because Power Whip is not going to do it here. So I'm going to start cursing myself in order to cut my speed, raise my attack. That'll make Gyro Ball do way more damage. As you know, it does more damage the slower you are relative to the enemy, and Tentasteel is so slow. Its nature actually slows it down. The one that I chose. It raises attack and lowers its speed, which would be horrible, you would think, but it's great for Tentasteel. So I'm going to curse a couple times here, and he keeps doing Dragon Dance. And it's like, there's obviously not any like complex thought going on here, because every time he raises his speed, my Gyro Ball becomes more powerful. So at this point, it doesn't matter what type Gyro Ball is going to be. I've lowered my speed twice. I'm paralyzed, which I think like halves your speed or something in a battle, if I remember correctly. And he's raised his speed a few times. Now I'm going to go for the Gyro Ball. And he goes to Dragon Dance again! I think he's Dragon Danced 3 or 4 times now, and he hasn't actually attacked besides paralyzing me. which is a good strategy. Paralyze the opponent and then buff yourself and hope that they don't move. Oh, and it doesn't do it! The Gyro Ball doesn't finish him. I'm astounded the Gyro Ball doesn't finish him. And then the Leech Seed. The Leech Seed finishes off his Gyarados. So satisfying. And he brings out Hydreigon. Now I know right away, Tentasteel is not the Pokemon to use here. Hydreigon almost certainly knows a Fire-type move, and we are still in a drought. So I gotta get Tentasteel off the field. So I'm gonna switch into Daedalus, expecting a Fire-type move. I'm thinking a Fire-type move is gonna come. So I'm trying to decide, is it Morabella? What should I go for here? I go for Daedalus, because I'm expecting him to use a Fire-type move, thinking Ferrosteel will still be on the field. And Intimidate's always nice. I think Hydreigon's gonna go for special attack anyway, and the White Herb restores its stats. What? Sure enough, he goes for the Fire Blast. Not gonna do a whole lot to Daedalus, even in a drought. So now it's like, what do I go for here? It's gotta be Outrage. I have to go for the super effective shot. We'll see if it'll be enough. Now remember here, yeah, not enough. Hydreigon's a pseudo-legendary. It's got better stats than Gyarados, and now it's going for Draco Meteor. And it's not enough to take out Daedalus. I'm astounded here that Daedalus stood up to a Draco Meteor from Hydreigon. That is just awesome. And the second Outrage, more than enough to finish him off. I'm calling Daedalus the Dragon Killer now. He's just crazy. That Outrage is awesome. So now he's going to send out Dusknoir, and we're confused, so I'm just going to go for the Aqua Tail or something, which was a little silly in retrospect because the drought would have made it do very little damage, but whatever. Daedalus gets confused and finishes himself off anyway. And Payback fails. So I know who's got to go for this battle now. Dusknoir is Ghetsis' last Pokemon. I think Morabella can do this. I love how that move sounds. I just love the sound effect of that move. And that is it. Ghetsis is done. And it's at this point that I proceed to engage in maniacal laughter. You know, I'm entitled to at this point. So, I got about a minute left, so I'm going to tell you guys, I really enjoyed making this series. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. And the total gameplay time, by the time I finished this battle, was over 80 hours. So just be glad I did the highlights and not a whole LP, because it would have been hundreds of episodes. Just ridiculous. So my plan is, in the spring, I want to continue this series and do the second half of the plot in Blaze Black. So that way we can finish off what we never got to do with White and see the second half of the game's plot. So be looking for that in the spring. And, I guess other than that, I don't really have too much to say. I'm really pleased with how my party performed against Ghetsis, especially against N. So I think that the party I put together has been very successful. I'm glad to see how well they've done. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next LP.